Good morning. Welcome to a Little House on the Prairie reading vlog. So I am reading as much as I can of the series over the course of the Little House Readathon. I'm obviously starting with Little House in the Big Woods. I'm going to try to finish this one today as it is the 7th, and Little House on the Prairie. So I'm going to try finishing both of these today. I think it should be doable. But yeah, definitely something I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done with. So I'm going to start. I am up a little earlier today than normal, which is fine. So I'm having some breakfast at home. I normally eat at work. And I'm going to sit down and read some Little House in the Big Woods and enjoy my time. Starting off with Laura Ingalls Wilder birthday, along with, getting some good stuff that's reading. I have other books I need to read that's not the series that I'm hoping to read at least for this time, but we will see how much of that actually happens. But yeah, I'm going to start off this today. So I have read most of this. I'm almost done. I'm on my lunch break today, and this is such a fast read. There's so many giant pictures that cover almost full pages. I always do this where I'm like, oh, big pictures that cover pages, and then I have to try and find one to show you. See? Huge pictures. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm kind of shocked at how much there's talk of food and how the entire process of eating a pig, how they get the pig into the different sections and what they do with it, was very detailed. And I was like, oh, I don't want to eat breakfast while I'm reading this. But yeah, just something about that. But yeah, I'm almost done, and I'm going to move straight from here. I brought it with me into Little House on the Prairie. So this one's a bit bigger. I think it's about 100 pages bigger, but I will be moving into it. I have decided, as much as I love the memory and the nostalgia of Little House on the Prairies, I feel like this series is really interesting and interesting in a way that makes it complex. So the talk in this book about Indigenous people is obviously and has always been known as racist, at least in the most modern days. And I feel like this is a really hard book series to translate that and explain the racism of it. There are things that I really enjoy about this, but then there's these side comments or different things, and it's just it's hard because you don't want your favorite book series from a kid to be filled with racist comments. And this isn't filled with racist comments, but it has a lot or different things. And I know this is a very mild book compared to some of the other ones like Little House on the Prairie. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel about it all. But it's a nostalgic read. I have also started Who Was Laura Ingalls Wilder, and that one is one of the Who Was books. I'll put the picture up here. It's an audiobook, and it's literally 57 minutes on audio, not sped up. So I'm listening to that, and it's interesting. It's a middle grade biography, so yeah, I'm going to be listening to that. And once it's finished, which I'm sure I'll finish it today because of just how quick it is, I'm listening to it 1.75 speed, so it's a half hour worth of listening. But once I finish that, I'm going to pick up her selected letters. So I have an audiobook of that to listen to while driving around this week. So we'll see how much of that I get finished after all this, because I couldn't get audiobooks or ebooks of these at all. So a lot of physical reading this week, which has not been my norm lately. So yay, I'm going to get back to this, and I'll finish it off very quickly, I'm sure. It is the end of the day. I have read a bit more of this one. I did finish Little House in the Big Woods. I did want to make a comment, though, before I forget. I actually had a real struggle with, in Little House in the Big Woods, and I know it happens in here too, is where Laura is often saying that she's not pretty, or her hair is brown and ugly, and it's dirt brown. And I feel like, to a certain extent, that's giving the wrong message because it's never corrected as a beautiful thing and as a different thing. And I don't, I know it's written from a child's perspective, but I'm also really unhappy with the fact that it's she was naughty inside. She was naughty and naughty and naughty, or that if they ran short, then that means that someone had to be selfless or had to be unselfish and give up their own. And it was like, it's not describing these behaviors in a good way, and it's not talking about the positives of these things, and it's never being corrected. At least in the first book it wasn't. And from my memory, that didn't happen in the later books either. So I'm not exactly thrilled with those morals that are coming out of it, or that mentality, which I know is a very old school mentality, and this is a classic. But that doesn't make it any better for me not wanting that change. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna read a bit more of this and hopefully finish it tonight. I think I'm on page like 99. So we'll be aiming to get this one done tonight, because I could finish the first 2 books in the first day, and that'd be awesome. So we'll see. I'm going to drive off to Bible study, though, and listen to Who Was Laura Ingalls Wilder, and then we'll see what happens next. But I wanted to check in before I forgot that point. So I just finished Little House in the on the Prairie. Little House on the Prairie. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I had a day. So I am going to head to bed now. But I want to let you know I have finished the first 2 books. And I did finish Who Was Laura Ingalls Wilder, which that book is getting a 4-star, great short, middle grade biography, nonfiction about Laura. So obviously not very in-depth, but still a good one. I am unfortunately giving both of the first 2 books a 3-star. I think they are losing the high quality I've always assigned to them, which is sad. But a lot of the racist comments that are in there, and a lot of the different side things that are being said, that I didn't pick up on before, really. It's now, as an adult, not as great. But it's also, it's hard to say. I feel like a lot of my struggles right now with this book is how things are not, children are being treated, and I know it's a different time and era. I have my classics classes on, but it's still not sitting right with me, and I feel like that part doesn't age very well. So, like, a kid is not selfish for licking their candy when they get it. One lick. But Mary wasn't, so she was perfect because she didn't lick the candy. It's like, they're kids. So I'm a little frustrated with that. But anyways, 3 stars for both. Still enjoyable, still nostalgia factor, but critiques are now in place, so that's fine. Next, I'm going to be reading Farmer Boy, and hopefully I can finish that one tomorrow, along with On the Banks of Plum Creek. I'm hoping to do both of those tomorrow, although On the Banks of Plum Creek, I think, is that one the bigger one? It might be the bigger one. I'm not sure. Sorry, I have the hiccups. But yeah, I'm going to be picking up Farmer Boy tomorrow at the very least. It is Wednesday night. It was a very crazy day, but I managed to finish 2. I finished, first of all, Farmer Boy, which I'm giving 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed rereading this one. It's my favorite one so far that I've read out of the series. So there's that. And then I've also read On the Banks of Plum Creek. And this one gets 4 stars as well. So I am going to be starting up By the Shores of Silver Lake. One second. This one here, which is, By the Shores of Silver Lake. So I'll be starting this one up. I'm not sure if I'm going to start tonight. It's like just turned 10 o'clock, but I am feeling a little tired after the last couple of days. So I might wait to read this till tomorrow. I have been able to read these at a pace of about 1 hour per book. On the Banks of Plum Creek took me an hour exactly, and this one took me an hour and 10, an hour and 5. So I feel like it's not a crazy thing for me to think I can read this on my lunch break tomorrow. So hopefully there's that. This one is shorter than the other 2, so that'll be good. This one is 290 pages. So a good 40 pages less than the other 2. I think it's because of all the pictures, and it's like bigger print, And like this kind of style where there's so much space that's not really being written on. Makes it a really quick read for me. But I will be reading this one, and then after that's The Long Winter, and then I'm going to do as much as I can of the rest of it. But I'm feeling really happy and really successful about reading all these books in a row. I thought I was crazy, but apparently it is feasible on a weekday to do this kind of thing. So, yeah. I'm going to get to the shores of Silver Lake maybe tomorrow or maybe tonight. We'll see. And yeah, it'll be good. Good morning. It is Friday. I've been getting sicker this week. I don't know if it'll be noticeable in like my voice throughout the week. Probably is. But I have definitely been getting a little sicker. I work in childcare. Bugs are going around. But because it's getting worse and worse, and yesterday I was actually like, I wore a mask to work because I was feeling that bad. I decided to take a sick day. And now that I'm home, I'm able to read a couple more things. My head is still pounding like nothing else, which I'm used to for normal headaches reasons, but not for sickness reasons like this. And it's been a little while since I've had this bad of a headache, so I'm kind of like off about it. But I have been resting. I'm going to eat some English muffins right now for my breakfast. And then I'm also going to pick up The Long Winter because I finished by the shores of Silver Lake. By the shores of Silver Lake. I'm giving that one 4 stars. I think it was a really interesting one. It definitely, I think, goes more into the YA range as opposed to solidly middle grade because of the contents and things it talks about. But it is getting a little up there. I mean, it is following Laura as she gets older, so that's good. I am enjoying it a lot. So I'm going to be reading The Long Winter, which I know is a depressing one, but that's our group read. So I'm going to read that one. We'll see how much I can get done of the following books after that. I'm not sure how much time I will have because I have a few other things I'm listening to and reading. Like I am currently reading an Agatha Christie on audio because I tried the selected letters and it just wasn't working for me at that moment. So I'll try that again in the future, maybe by not audio. So yeah, I am now listening to Agatha Christie, and I really want to finish that one today too. I'm listening to When to Buckle My Shoe. So there's that. But I'm going to really prioritize The Long Winter, and then tomorrow I guess we have our live show about it. So yeah, it'll be good. But I'm sick, and at least I can function and remember details. But the best part about reading these books is that I know them pretty well, and the nostalgia factor is very present. So I can remember a lot. So even if it's not a lot of me remembering currently, it's not that bad of a read. So I'm going to go have my breakfast, try to find The Long Winter wherever I left it because I was probably going to bring it to work. And yeah, just hopefully heal up because I have a very full weekend. And one of those things I have to go to is an MRI. I do not want to be sick when I go to my MRI. So anyways, yeah, we're going to get back to reading. But I just wanted to say I finished my book 5 of this, and I am doing really well considering it's like the morning of the 4th day. I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. So yes, I'm going to get into that. So I'll check in later. It is like 11:45 on February 11th. Or February 10th, sorry. It's almost February 11th. But I have finished it. I finished the last one, which I was reading, which is The Long Winter. I think I said originally at the beginning of this video that I was going to read as much as possible. But I'm actually going to stop here until after the live show because I would much rather have this fresh in my mind instead of confusing it with other books. But that means I have read 6 of the 9 novels in 4 days. So I am very happy with that. I'm just trying to put them all in my hand here. Sorry, I'm just gonna fix that order there. All right, and here it is. This was my here's my official reading for the whole 4 days. I'm really surprised that I got it all done. I did notice that my reading was really quick with these ones, probably the illustrations like I talked about earlier and the nostalgia and the less font on the page. But yeah, I finished 6 of the 9 books, and honestly, you could probably expect to see the other 3 in my upcoming TBRs because honestly, yeah, I don't want to just leave that series hang, and I want to finish it off. So these are the last 3, which are so much smaller than the other ones, which I put down. But like, oh goodness, that's like 2 books worth. That's all I have left. So yes, let's quickly go over ratings. So for Little House in the Big Woods, 3 stars. Little House on the Prairie, 3 stars. Farmer Boy is 4 stars. On the Banks of Plum Creek is 4 stars. By the Shores of Silver Lake, 4 stars. And I think I'm still giving Long Winter 5 stars. So those ones are progressively getting better. I'm surprised because I have originally given the first 2 5 stars. I was surprised that I only gave it 3 stars on my reread. But it has been like 4.5 years since I read them. So it's been a while. So it was definitely do a reread, and that is very exciting. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this all up here. Thank you so much for hanging with me, watching me read the first 6. I am going to be finishing off the series very shortly because I do not want to leave that hanging, like I said. But yeah, I also read Who Was Laura Ingalls Wilder, which was about an hour-long audiobook. Really enjoy that series, and I highly recommend it. I did try the Selected Letters, but honestly, the audiobook wasn't working for me, which is okay. I'm happy to do other ways of reading that eventually. So 7 books in 4 days for the Little House Readathon. Let me know down below what you read, if you only read 1, or if you read a couple. What did you read? Fiction, nonfiction? I'd love to hear what you picked up for this time. And yeah, it's been an interesting readathon for sure. It's been reliving my childhood in a very interesting way, all while sick. So I feel like I did a pretty good job. But thank you for hanging out, like I said. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe if you are not. And I will see you next time, I guess. Bye for now.